La 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 la. Bum bum bum. Digga-da-dum.
Hello and welcome to AndreSue Knits. I'm Andy and it feels like it's been about 1,000,000 years since the last time I uploaded a video. And there's a pretty good reason for that. I'm in the middle of a move and I think last you heard from me was when I was talking with Sue, and we have been hosting a sweater spin along over in the Legacy Knit Nerds group, as well as a crochet along. And Sue has been really busy with wholesale orders on her side, and on my end, I have been busy painting sock blanks, but I also one morning woke up and talked to Corey and asked him would he be interested in looking at some houses, and he said yes, and now I'm in the middle of a move. I don't know if you can see, I've got some boxes packed there. I'm actually recording here in my craft room / dye studio. This is actually the spare bedroom in my house that I have taken over for the purposes of crafting and painting sock blanks. And I actually do the rinsing of this and the cleaning up of all the dye stuff in the kids' bathroom down the hall. And I think the kids are really looking forward to the new house because I will have my own dye space. The house has a finished basement with a little kitchenette. It's not a full kitchen, but it does have a sink. So I will have my own space for painting and preparing sock blanks, which I'm really, really looking forward to. But the sweater spin along is still in progress, as is the crochet along. That's going to run until June 1st. The threads are still open and active over in the Legacy Fiber Arts or the Legacy Knit Nerds group if you want to check those out. And here's my cat. Okay, kitty, I'm going to put her on the floor. So if you are interested in participating, that's going to run through June 1st. I think Sue and I are going to record again together maybe next week. I'll be in my new house next week. And then we'll record again together June 1st to wrap everything up and give away prizes. And we've got some great prizes to share with you guys. So other than sock blank painting, I have been doing some knitting and crafting. Yeah, I received a few messages on Ravelry of people who hadn't heard from me in a while, wondering if I was okay or if I was sick. And if you're one of those individuals, I stay active on Instagram. So if you're ever curious what I'm up to, you can always go find me on Instagram as AndreSue Knits. I upload probably at least a couple times a week there. Although this week I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get anything uploaded because I'm in the middle of a move, which is taking almost all my time and attention. Oh, and I also wanted to let you guys know that so my shop is on hold at the moment while I'm moving houses, but I do have my very first trunk show coming up, and that is local to me in a yarn shop called Dances with Wool. It's in Midlothian, Virginia. I'm going to have some new summery sock blanks there with me, as well as some old favorites. So if you can make it, I would love to see you there. Again, it's Dances with Wool, and I will remember to put the information in the down bar below. My next Etsy shop update should be, I don't know what the date is, like May 8th. Is that the first Saturday in May? Anyway, I'm hoping to have the shop update then, but I'll put an announcement on Instagram as well as on the Etsy shop, just to kind of let you know where I am with that. So as far as knitting goes, I am still working on the sweater spin, but it's packed. I don't have it to show you. I've got almost all the singles spun up for it, but I did set aside a couple of projects in my giant knitting bag that I have to work on during the move. I had heard that there was a new fade pattern coming out called So Faded, which is a sweater pattern by the same designer that did the Find Your Fade shawl. Now, I was able to resist the Find Your Fade shawl only because I have a bunch of shawls I really love knitting shawls, but I don't tend to wear them. And so now I've got, you know, a shelf full of shawls that don't really get a lot of use. So while the the Finder Fade shawl is stunning. Like, I love seeing everybody's fades on Instagram. I just didn't cast it on. But then when I heard there was a sweater coming, that was right up my alley, and I was picking out yarns, and Sue helped me kind of narrow down my selection. I had like 4 different fades picked out, and she helped me pick one. But the pattern just, I wasn't sure when it was going to be released, and I couldn't wait any longer. So what I did is I picked an existing sweater pattern and decided to put a mock fade onto that sweater. So let me show you that. The pattern I picked is a top-down raglan sweater, which is what the So Faded shawl is. It's called the Seashore sweater by Isabel Kramer, I believe. And I like the details in the sweater. It's got a boat neck with a pretty little button, what would you call this, a button slit in the back. Although I am terrible about reading directions, and with this button band, when it said join in the round, there was like a whole page of instructions with photos on how to overlap your 2 sides to create this flap and then join in the round. But for some reason I didn't even notice that and just joined in the round without that, and it looked kind of shabby, so I had to go back and pick up stitches along the side and then knit a little flap and then sew it down in the back. But in the end, I think it'll look good. And I only have 4 extra stitches, so it's only a ½ an inch bigger around than it should be. And the other little detail I liked about the Seashore sweater pattern is that it has the slit along the side ribbing, which I think is really pretty. But yeah, I casted it on, I've been working on it, and I've gotten to the bottom. Most of these yarns are one-of-a-kind skeins that I hand-dyed, with the exception of this pink. This pink is from Baronvola, Vicky over at Baronvola, and it's her mermaid colorway. And I think I like the fade. I think I like the fades that fade a little bit better, like where this yarn is a little closer in color to this yarn and it's a little more subtle. I think this reads more like striping. But on my project page on Ravelry, I wrote up the details of what I did here, like alternating and a little row of violets. You can, if you're interested in those details for yourself, you can find it on Ravelry. I'm AndreSue on Ravelry. And I am working on the sleeves. I almost finished the first sleeve, and then I realized I left out the eyelets and ripped it back out. And I'm working back down the sleeve this time, remembering the eyelets so the sleeves match the body of the sweater. I think it looks a little bit like, I don't know, a tea party, a child's tea party, the colors, the way they play together. So I don't know quite how I feel about these colors in an adult sweater yet. But once I get the sleeves on, I think I like it. The time will tell. So yeah, Sue has put up some fade kits, for sweater fade kits in her shop, and I think she might be sending me one. So when I get the sweater finished, I might cast on the actual So Faded sweater pattern with Sue's yarn, Legacy Fiber Arts, when it gets here. So yeah, this is what I am stress knitting and working on as I procrastinate packing. And the other thing I have in my knitting bag, because I can never be without socks on my needles, is some socks in this Fortissima color. This is a German yarn, I believe, that I got in a swap maybe a year and a half ago. I think I remember who sent it to me, but just in case I'm wrong, I'm not going to say the name, but you know who you are. Now this yarn, like most of the sturdy German yarns, isn't the softest to the touch, but I know it'll withstand washer and dryer and a lot of wear. And I just did a toe up with gusset and heel turn, And I've got my second one on the needles here. And yeah, it's been nice to have something mindless and just plain stockinette to work on while I've got a lot going on. So anyway, I just wanted to upload a quick video to say hi to everybody. Thank everybody who's reached out to check on me to see if I'm okay. I am totally okay, just busy. I'm hopeful that when I get into the new house, get unpacked, I can find a rhythm where I can start podcasting regularly again. If I'm honest, I think I stopped partly because of burnout. I podcasted like every week for about a year, weekly, for about a year, and then I was feeling the burnout, and then it was every other week, and then I just sort of fell off the podcasting wagon altogether, but I miss it. It's a creative outlet for me where I can connect with the community, and yeah, I like to bring it back into my life. Hopefully I'll be able to give you a tour of the new studio space. I'm calling it a studio when it's just a finished basement, but my finished basement studio space when I get into the other house. And again, Sue and I hopefully will be able to upload a video in the next week or two, and then again on June 1st. So with that said, thank you for joining me, and until next week, I hope. Bye.